What's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well. And today I just wanted to conquer one of the biggest questions I get on this channel, and that is, how do I get gigs, right? How do I make a living in this industry? What's the first step? Like, how can I actually do this? And it's a great question. I think a lot of us have asked it at some point or another. So I want to share with you my experience, my personal opinions on this. I'll share with you two approaches that you can take, and then I'll share with you the one that I prefer that I've been using for the past few years, and that's been working for me as well. Before we do that though, in case you're interested in, one possible income stream, one way you can earn a living from your creative juices, your personal workflow, then I want to give you a guide called How to Make Money as a Composer in 2020 and Beyond. As you might guess, I wrote this guide a couple of years ago during the pandemic, but the principles still apply today. It's these core principles that I'm using to provide value to the world for free and then monetize my knowledge on the back end. And it's a very reliable system that allows me to work a certain amount of hours but scale my income and allow me to write more music as I enjoy. So I want to outline that complete step-by-step framework for you and give it to you completely free. So if you want to click the first link below, it'll take you straight there where you can grab it. And yeah, it's my gift to you for checking out this video today. So let's dive into the first option. How do you actually get gigs in this industry? Maybe you are just you just compose music, or maybe you orchestrate and you transcribe music. How do you actually work with people? How do you find those people, right? And it really is as simple and as obvious as joining groups and then trying to network. So make those connections, rock authentic connections with people. So a great place to start is with fellow musicians, fellow composers who maybe can help you give you some feedback on certain work that you're doing, because you do want to make sure that your standard of work, the quality of your work, is at a certain standard first. So it's a no-brainer. It's a given that the standard of your work has to be good, right, for people to actually want to work with you. So a great way to know if your work is good is to submit your music in certain groups, Facebook groups, Discord groups, and ask for feedback. People a lot of times are happy to provide that for free because they want to get better as well. And it's kind of a give and take, So if you're open to critique, if you ask for feedback, people are usually very willing to help you there. And then once you're confident with your skill set, what I would then recommend is go into groups containing your potential clients. So let's say you want to score a film, right? Then you can go into, let's say, a film scoring group with film directors and film producers who are maybe like independent. So people who are just starting out, because that's probably where we're starting out as well. And we want to start making those connections and those friendships, right? So maybe there's people saying, oh, I just released this film, this short film, check it out, see what it's like. And then maybe if you see a certain film or project that resonates with you, one that you would want to work on, then you can always reach out to them privately and say, oh, I really enjoyed your piece here. This is a great film. I'd love to, potentially maybe score just a little bit of for you for free to see what our relationship would be like, to see if you would like my style and my spin on your piece or on your project. And they'll love this, right? Because they'll never say no to free work, but in exchange, you also get that experience and you get to work, personally with someone who could potentially become a paid client sometime in the future. So just being open and really flexible to taking on projects wherever possible that kind of suit the vision that you have or the type of style that you're going for. This is a great way to potentially connect. This is like as organic as it gets, meeting people, seeing who might be a good fit for you and your skills, and then reaching out, being personable, being open and friendly, and just offering to do some work, even if it's for free to start out. That can really get your foot in the door and make those connections. And that's just online, right? If you go to film festivals, for example, there's a lot of directors there. So you might even make connections in person as well, and say, you might have business cards and they might have cards they want to give you. So you can always just exchange information and then contact them later. Organic reach is as good as it gets, right? But this is assuming you're comfortable with cold messaging, right? Like reaching out without prior knowledge of who you are from their perspective. Like, you're just reaching out and you want to make that connection, but they don't necessarily know who you are. That's assuming that you're comfortable with that, and potentially reaching out yourself. Whereas the second method that I want to go over is kind of the opposite of that. So in my scenario, the one I prefer is actually to put myself out there first and then have my clients come to me. So they're attracted to me because of what I've put out, right? So the way that looks in my case is content. If you followed my channel for any length of time, you know that I've actually been uploading videos since the end of 2017, and I've uploaded 1 to 2 videos a week ever since. And I don't think I've ever skipped a week, but for me, that gives me not only a sense of accountability, but just a sense of, pride and happiness that I know that I'm disciplined enough to commit to this sort of work for the long haul, right? But the byproduct of this is if I'm helping other people with their music, their productions, their orchestrations, then potential clients who might want to work with me, maybe it's a composer who wants their music orchestrated or produced, they might come across my work, they might listen to a piece of music I've written on a playlist on my channel, and if they like it, then they have an incentive to reach out to me because maybe they want my touch, my experience on their piece of music. So in this case, I'm actually delivering first. I'm giving them value, and because maybe they enjoy what they consumed, then they want to work with me further, and then they can contact me and we can work it out from there. Whereas the opposite approach number one, is you going out to them and reaching out to them first. Whereas for approach number two, you've already have your stuff out there in the world and they kind of come to you. So it's kind of the opposite approach. Both can work really, really well. But the benefits of approach number two, at least, is that the people you're attracting are considered warm leads, people who are already familiar with what you're doing and get a sense of, what you offer and your skill set and all of that. So just as a little disclaimer, for clarity's sake, every single gig that I've ever gotten in terms of composing music or orchestrating or producing music, whatever it may be, came entirely as a result of my YouTube channel. Every single gig I've gotten has come from someone finding my material, they've contacted me through email, and then we've just worked out the project details from there. So it just really shows the power, especially these last couple of years, of being online and putting yourself out there consistently, right? Because you could put yourself out there, let's say, for 2 weeks or even 2 months and just upload content every so often. But then if you just disappear and you don't do that anymore, then people will just naturally move on. And the way to be successful, honestly, is to build an audience and build a tribe of people who get to know who you are and start to know you and trust you. And that's how you build those real authentic relationships with potential clients, is by forming those personal authentic relationships, right? At the end of the day, we're all social beings. We all want to be appreciated for what we do. So my perspective is that if you can provide value first and add value to their lives, then they have an incentive to almost return the favor, but it's more in the form of them paying you for your expertise or your work on their project, right? And it's not just gigs that we're talking about. This can come in the form of one-on-one teaching, coaching clients, consulting work. This can come from sponsored brand deals, like companies see the stuff that you produce and they want to put ads on your material, and they pay you a certain amount for that, right? Because they want to get in front of your audience. Or in my case, selling my online courses and my membership. So for example, if you watch a piece of orchestration content, let's say I tell you how to orchestrate something, you find it really effective, you find it useful for your material, then you go further with me and let's say you download one of my free guides, like the one I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and then you'll receive some emails giving you even more value, and then I share with you a course that's my flagship course, but I give it to you at a discount, and it becomes really a no-brainer to take your learning even further. If you want to do that with me, then that option is available to you as well. So that's the system I've set up to give knowledge and value to the world for free, but also monetize my knowledge on the back end. And it's allowed me to work a certain number of hours, but scale the income over time as well. And that's kind of the goal that I'm aiming for, is to provide value to the world exponentially and attract clients as a result, as a byproduct of that production of content, So again, all the gigs I've gotten, like physical freelance gigs, were because of the channel. All the course sales and membership sales I've gotten was because of the channel. Every teaching students I've gotten for composing and orchestration was because of the channel. It's all because of the channel. And I've talked about it before, but I would highly recommend going online in some form, like choosing a social media platform or choosing a platform like Google or YouTube or a podcast platform, and just commit to delivering one piece of content per week that fits within your schedule, that doesn't take too much time to produce and edit and upload, and one that you can commit to for the long haul, because then you are building more networks, like more branches for people to discover you. And that just compounds over time. As more people find you, maybe they share with their friends and their family, then those people find you. And so you're impacting more people than you could even imagine, right? And so over time, that kind of draws more and more people to you. And then eventually it just becomes, like you're just out there more than you would expect. And, it just becomes a matter of time before people can, find you and want to work with you, and you'll naturally improve as well with your skills over time. So it all just works really, really well together. But yeah, those are kind of the two approaches. So again, the first one is to make sure you reach out to people authentically, offer to work with them, right? Even if it's for free, just get a sense of how that relationship will work. And you can join groups and go physically to festivals or, events to make those connections and exchange information. Or the other method is to put yourself out there first and then have people attracted to what you're doing, and then you can work it out that way. At the end of the day, they're both business transactions, right? But they're just two opposite approaches. So you can kind of decide which one's right for you depending on your personality, which one you feel might be more consistent for you in the long run. But I definitely think that the content route is the more sustainable route for me personally, at least. And yeah, for the reasons I already explained, and I would definitely recommend it to you as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, what have you personally tried to get gigs? If you're interested in getting work in music, what have you tried? What are your personal approaches? And if you're doing one of these two that we talked about in this video, but you haven't really considered the other, would you consider the other option? I'd love to know as well. And again, if you're interested in the second option, a little bit more about the content, what I put out, and then how I monetize that in the backend passively, then I want to give you this free guide, how to make money as a composer in 2020 and beyond. And it goes over step by step how I actually take, my public audience, give them knowledge and value for free, and then monetize it in the back end through selling my products as well. I want to lay it out super clearly for you. And yeah, if you want to download that, then you can click the first link in the box below to grab it as my gift to you for checking out this video today. Thank you again. I'll catch you in the next one, and see you soon. Bye-bye.